Yes, welcome back to another video, and in today's episode, the Volkswagen is getting debagged. Roll the intro. Yes guys, so welcome back to this video, and just like the intro says, we're going to be removing some of the Airlift components off of the Brasilia. Now, you might ask, why am I doing this? Well, I want to get the front part of this car repainted. So inside the front boot, I'd like to get that repainted, make it all really nice in there, or as nice as I can. Now, obviously, at the minute, the Airlift is all under the front. Now, I need to move that into the back so I can obviously start this task. So I need to move the compressor, the tank, the manifold, and obviously the water trap, all that sort of stuff, the shelf under the front where it's all sitting on, to allow me to do that. I don't know how crazy I'm going to go with it, but I'd like to make a sort of show car Airlift display on the back, DIY at home with me, not a clue what I'm doing, so I'll bring you guys along for the ride on that. What I'm going to do to start with, I think I need to jack the car up, get it sitting on some blocks. This probably isn't going to be a quick thing, and I don't want it sitting for a long period of time with no air in the bags, because I don't think it does them any good, and I don't want to do that. Let's go and get the axle stands, get the jack, get some blocks, and get this thing up in the air. Obviously got the Airlift management, that sits next to the compressor. Tank is hidden under there. Water trap, you can see is there, and obviously the tank's there. So these obviously need to come out. Yeah, wish me luck. So when I put this in, I didn't really have a clue what I was doing. I didn't know how to do any of this. I just absolutely winged it. And it's going to be exactly the same now. That screw came out far too easy, so there's no way that was in properly. Yeah, I just absolutely winged it, and I think that's one of the best ways to sort of learn how to do this sorts of stuff, you know. Yeah, okay, you're going to make mistakes along the way, but at the end of the day, doing it is just fun. You learn on the go, and if you make mistakes, there's always people out there that can help you. So as easy as that, really. That manifold is out, done. Now, time to undo the compressor. So, sit that in there. Another one of my plans for under the front here is I'm going to have the tank painted. The tank goes out to the side of the wing for obviously the filler neck, but I want to cut that off, blank that off, and have an intake or an inlet welded in here. I think that will look so much cooler. But yeah, it's just one of them things where you've got so many ideas, so many things to do, and you just don't get the time to do it. Now, I think every car guy is going to be the same here. Now, I've got all these things that I need to do on this car. You know, really important things. Brakes need sorting out. I've got a CV boot that needs sorting out. The engine needs coming out to re-drill some holes in for the exhaust, re-thread them. But we always draw ourselves to the fun jobs instead of doing the ones that are actually really important. So, we've done it. The line's off, and there's PTFE tape everywhere. So that is the compressor disconnected from the pneumatics. Obviously it's still connected via the wiring, so we'll have to sort that out in a minute, but that's that out. So now all I'm doing is just removing the bolts that hold the tank to the wooden floor. Now this car's been to a few car shows this year. Just to reel off a few, it's been to Fitted, been to Tucked at the museum, it's been to Early Edition. Now if you've seen this car at a car show this year, drop a comment below and let us know which car show you saw it at. Da-da-da. One shelf, which I can't get out. That is what my air system was sitting on. Now, not a bad little DIY job if you ask me. See, as you can see, all the air lines are there. Looks a bit of a mess under there, which is why I covered it up. Tank is proper wedged in there. Now, this is going to take some jiggery pokery to get it out. I've got to get the water trap off, and then I can try and get it out. Water trap's off. Now I've got to try and wrestle the tank out of this little space. I remember it weren't very easy to get it in when I put it in. I might be surprised. That'll be part of it, and the bolt's off, and here we have one air tank absolutely bruised and battered. As you can see, that is the space that the tank goes, so I think there should be a spare wheel or something in here, but now I can actually use it for a bit of storage. I'm just going to quickly tidy all this rubbish up and then I'll come back to you. I haven't tidied up yet, so that whole clicky thing, that ain't as magical as you see on the internet, because I click my fingers and nothing actually happened. So what I'm doing is I'm just tidying up what's going on underneath here. Pretty boring really, it isn't really worth showing on camera. Now, watching people like TJ Hunt and Adam LZ working on their cars, they make it so watchable. But I must be so boring, and if you're still here at this point watching now, then I salute you, because I'm bored already and I'm actually doing it. I would like to get this thing repainted at some point, but I'm in the middle of trying to buy a house with my missus, which as it stands has just fallen through. The people we were buying off have pulled out and we're a bit gutted really. So I don't think the missus will be pleased if I spend my house deposit on a repaint, but I'm trying to find someone who will sponsor a paint job for this. Now, if you're a paint shop watching this, you'd be a fool not to, in my opinion, sponsor this car for a paint job. Now, being sponsored by Auto Finesse, obviously it gets good coverage there, and it's a big brand to be associated with. Having your paint shop associated with a car that's to do with Auto Finesse. Sorry, James at Auto Finesse, using you as a plug to try and get a sponsor. But that is true, and if the car goes to the Detailing Academy, which it would do, I guess, if it had a fresh paint job, the reach of people, the scope of people that would see your work is just awesome, really. If you take into consideration the Auto Finesse YouTube has 300,000 followers or subscribers, I think that might be the Instagram. I think that's the Instagram. I take it back. That is still a lot of people just on one platform seeing your work. Now, if only 5% of those people actually became customers, that's 35,000 customers for you guys, so bear that in mind. But yeah, I'm looking for a sponsor to sponsor some tyres, because I need some fresh rubber for this. I've just disconnected my Airlift controller from the cable, which obviously powers it, connected to the manifold or the Loom, and now I can pull this cable through the car, get it out, and then I'm not entirely sure whether the Loom goes for the air. Obviously goes through the bulkhead. I'm guessing it's the driver's side. Then I need to pull that through to relocate that into the rear. So one of the things I'm having to do is this Loom needs to go all the way back through the front of the car. So I'm going to have to take off the battery terminals, get rid of this crimp here where that connects to the fuse, pull that all the way through the car. I've had to pull up the carpet all the way along here. Carpet's going to be stuck down obviously, but I need to pull that Loom all the way through because the Loom isn't going to go the other way because of how thick it is under the bonnet, and obviously it needs to come out so I can get it out from under the front. So it's a bit of a pain in the bum. I'm doing a lot of work and it's going to be a bit more complex, or not complex, but a bit more to it than what I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to disconnect that, pull all the wires through. When I've got it all the way pulled through, out clear, we'll have a progress update and see where we're up to. Progress update, I've taken out the airlines, got the management completely out of the car. As you can see in there, the tank's out, everything's out, even the fuel tank's out. It's completely empty, bare in there. So if we walk round, now the space in here is where I want to mount the actual tank and all the airlift components. I'm going to have to do something with this shelf. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this wood theme or if I'm going to go for something like an MDF board and then carpet it. But mounting the air in the back, I need to be able to make access into the engine compartment. So whatever I have to do, now the airlift's going in there, I need to make it suitable to get access to the engine. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem solver for us later. But I'm going to quickly go and get the tank and then mock up probably how things might look. I don't really know what the best way is to lay this out. Now, I could probably do with another compressor, but I don't really want to go and spend more money on a compressor. So we can either make it something like the tank's forward and the compressor's hidden behind it, something like that maybe, and then make something to have this sitting up on the tank, maybe something like that. The trouble is the engine hatch probably is about here somewhere. So you probably do want to have the tank as far back as possible, with maybe that in the middle like that, somehow. Even if it was flat on there, I guess. I suppose it don't really matter. And then have the compressor one side. I mean, it's awkward because these little things are in the way. Let's get them removed. Then we can lay things plush on this board. Like I say, I don't know if the board's going to stay. So, 2 seconds. Let me go and get a hammer that I can pry those up with. Soft blank canvas. Tank in there. I know on these as well, there's a certain way you have to have these, I think. But anyway, even if you had something mounted like that, the airline's going back, that'd be quite cool. But so I think I need another compressor, just to make it look a bit symmetrical, which obviously is more money, which I'm trying not to spend, because like I said earlier, I've got a house coming up. Yeah, no, I think I need another compressor here. So this is how we're looking. I don't know if you can paint them, probably not, you probably get a black one, but I'm thinking about painting this tank, maybe another compressor there, and just keep this as a bit of an empty space, because like I said, I need to be able to get under here to get into the engine. So let us know your thoughts and send me some pictures, drop a comment below how you think I should orientate this boot setup. Now I'm probably going to call it a wrap here on this video. The video is probably long enough and you're probably bored enough as it is. So thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for your support. Until the next airlift shenanigans, I will see you guys later. Stay fresh, stay finessed. Oldub over and out.